And you can really tell it's a very personal movie
Yeah.
again for you, just like Garden State was. It's not a sequel per se,
Right.
but I mean, it's kind of loosely, thematically, it all fits together.
Well, they're versions of my life. You know, I say to people, they're very loose memoirs. They're not my. In this case, I wrote it with my brother, so we sort of combined our lives and made a story. And there's big patches of it that are our lives exactly, and then there's tons of stuff that's fiction.
Because he has 2 kids, you don't.
He has 2 kids. For example, he has 2 kids, and his wife has a job, like a normal job, and
the office kind of.
Well, it's not an office job, but she has a job, a normal day job, and he raises the 2 kids and pursues his art. For example, that's something that's in the film. And I was a struggling actor, and so they're versions of our lives. So it's semi-autobiographical, but not exactly.
But the nice thing, cheers by the way. Pleasure to have you here in Zurich, Zach.
Cheers.
The big difference, of course, being that your family was, from a very early age on, very supportive of your
yes.
Acting struggle, you know?
Yeah.
You must be very grateful for that then.
I am. My father is the reason I became an actor. I mean, he just loved the arts. He did, you know, amateur theater for fun. He took us to see theater and films that were way beyond us at an early age. And he's the reason I got into this wacky business.
What was your favorite movies growing up? I mean, what did influence you to become the filmmaker that you are today?
Well, Harold and Maude, the Hal Ashby film, Annie Hall.
Annie Hall,
yeah,
one of my favorites.
Yeah, me too.
1977.
Me too. And you know, and then films that were comedies, just you know, Beverly Hills Cop, The Gods Must Be Crazy. You know, the Chevy Chase movies. Just you know, like any kid, I loved all the comedies as well.
Were you big on Woody Allen? Because I mean, 1993, you had your first role as an actor.
Yeah, well, Woody Allen in my home was like religion. I mean, you know, he was my father, both of my parents' favorite, and so yeah, I really grew up on him. And then bizarrely, Annie Hall was, you know, my parents' favorite movie and my favorite movie. And then bizarrely, in when I was 18 years old, Woody Allen cast me to be his and Diane Keaton's son in Manhattan Murder Mystery. So that was very surreal to have grown up on him and then all of a sudden working with those two.
I think Diane Keaton's here in Zurich as well.
Oh, really?
At the festival, yeah. I'm not sure if I'm mistaken, but I think she's here.
I don't know.
You should tell her I said hi.
If I see her, I'll tell her that you said hi.
What do you think about Melinda? 2004, Woody Allen. Have you seen it? The one where Woody Allen or the people in the cast raised the question: is life naturally a comedy or a drama? And I think with your films, it's kind of in the same force field, so to speak.
I think they're interwoven, and you know, one of the problems in getting this film made was that I really wanted it to be both. I really wanted it to be a drama and a comedy. Even with Scrubs, you know, since people here know me best from that, you know, we could have the most crazy, surreal, bizarre, broad comedy, and then 10 seconds later, you're dealing completely straight with a dying patient. But that's life, you know. One moment you're laughing, and the next moment you get bad news and you're crying. Life has so many ups and downs, and my personal favorite, my taste is art that finds a way to use both. If I go see a drama and it's just maudlin and there's no laughs, I feel like, oh God.
Right.
But if I go see a comedy and I laugh, but I haven't really been left with anything, been moved, I feel like it isn't as good as it could be. Annie Hall was the ultimate example. It had everything. You were laughing, you were heartbroken, all of a sudden it was a cartoon. I mean, he broke all the rules, and that's why I aspire to be like him.
And sometimes drama and comedy are so interwoven and close together, as you said, because one of my favorite scenes is in the hospital where Mandy Patinkin and Kate Hudson talk, and Kate, what's her name again in the movie?
Sarah.
And Sarah has this kind of gives him that revelation about coming clean with certain things, and it's at the same time it's very tragic, but also it's so heartwarming, you know. It's optimistic somehow.
Thank you. Yeah, it's hard, you know. The world has become so cynical that I for better or for worse, I like to talk about emotion and love, and
Are you a very emotional guy then?
Well, you know, in Scrubs we had a joke saying I was a sensey, you know, meaning I was a super sensitive guy, and I am. I think you know, I don't know if you have the expression on here, wear your heart on your sleeve. Do you have that expression?
Somehow, but people will understand.
Yeah, it just means you know, you're
You
open.
can't fake it.
Yeah, I
It's
can't fake it.
unfiltered.
I'm unfiltered. I'm
Yeah.
open with my emotion, and sometimes I can be funny, and sometimes I'm not.
When are you not funny then?
I'm not. Well, I'm not one of those people. Like, if you hung out with me, I'm not like trying to make people laugh. And I mean, sometimes I am, but I'm not. I think when people meet me, they think that I'm going to go be JD and be this wacky, silly guy. And of course, like everybody, I have that side of myself. But I'm more quiet into myself than you'd think.